Welcome everyone to another episode of Bryno's Homebrews. This week we've got part 3 of our series where we're making this Scotch Ale / Wee Heavy, and now it is time. It's been in our secondary for about a week and a half, and now it's time to put it into this here Cornelius keg and serve ourselves and drink ourselves some beer. Yay. First things first though, as always, we gotta clean and sanitize where the beer's going. That's this keg here. So let's get to that. Okay, so everything is cleaned and ready to go. Time to siphon this beer into this keg. And at the same time, get a gravity reading in this and determine the final alcohol level. Exciting times. Let's get started. All right, siphoning in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, that's siphoning into there very, very nicely. Some sediment buildup on the bottom, but again, that's expected when doing a secondary. But now, let's get our gravity reading while this is pouring out. Ready and go. Alrighty. Oh my god, look how dark this is. Wow. Preliminary taste from the side dripping. Ooh. This could be nice. So first things first, let's take our hydrometer, get a reading. And close to the top here. I'm gonna call that 1.030. So it's done something, but I don't know how much. And now to check its temperature. Now, it's a little warmer outside, so I expect the beer to be a little warmer because the AC is kicking up and might be a little bit warmer inside. Or maybe not. It's 67.8 degrees Fahrenheit, 19.9 degrees Celsius. So I stand corrected, the temperature's actually gone down, maybe by a small, tiny fraction. I don't know if that'll have any impact, but we'll see when we do final calculations. In fact, while it's siphoning, let's do them right now. Measured gravity 1.030, wort temperature 67.8, calibration 60. So the corrected gravity is 1.031, which is down a little bit from a week and a half ago. Because if you recall, our starting adjusted gravity was 1.112, and we finished at 1.031. And doing the math, that brings the final alcohol level of this beer at 10.5%. Sounds like party time to me. Of course, we won't know that for sure until we do our final taste test. And I kind of like to wait for a full tasting test, let this sit in the fridge for a day overnight to let everything come together, if you will. Maybe let the beer settle down a bit. So I'll do an initial tasting right here, and then as I film, I'll do another tasting tomorrow, but for you, it'll be in a few minutes. But anyway, let's wait for this to siphon out. Now, the spillage of remnants of sediment will not be as bad as in the primary. There's very little left over, but there'll still be some there. But we're almost there. Tilt it up to get as much beer as possible, but yank it out as soon as the sediment starts skidding in. You know, I think that's at the point right now, so jostled it a little too much. Little sediment got in, but it'll settle to the bottom at the end, so no big deal, but beer is in the keg. Okay, so here's the keg. If you haven't noticed by now, this little cylinder of CO2. So now here's the top to the corny keg. Put it in place to give it an airtight seal. Of course, it helps if you put it in the right way. There we go. Take this end of the CO2 tank. Right, shove it in there. Flip the switch on the regulator. And this will maybe take a little bit to force carbonate, which normally under like super high pressure takes maybe like a few days or so, maybe a few hours if you shake it up and agitate it a bit. I'm gonna let it go overnight before I do a final tasting. You'll see in a few seconds. But until then, let's taste it as is. And here it is, all nicely poured into a little glass here, about maybe 7 ounces of beer. It's again, it's room temperature, uncarbonated, but still should probably taste really, really good. So anyway, 10.5% wee heavy. Cheers. Ooh, sweet, It's on the sweet side. I'm not really sure if I should call this a Scotch Ale. It doesn't really taste like one to me. A little sweeter than normal. I think that's because I boiled it a little too long. I boiled it for 90 minutes instead of 60 minutes to make some of the sugars a little unfermentable. But still, this is really, really good. I'm not getting an insane alcohol burn from this. Maybe the sugary, the sweetness is cutting that a bit. But again, maybe if this was a little bit colder, I would maybe get some more out of this. I don't know, but we'll find that out tomorrow. Or for you, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's been a little under 24 hours later. I poured myself this little tasting glass from my keg. It's not very carbonated at all. I think I may need to leave it in there a little longer, but it's perfectly cold, so I think I'll get a good flavor profile from this anyway. Also, another correction, the alcohol of this is not actually 10.5%, but 10.6%, so more party in a glass. So, here we go. 10.6% wee heavy. Cheers. I think the time aging has helped out a little bit. It's less sugary sweet and more kind of a malty sweet to me. I like it a lot though. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily still call it a Scotch ale. I think it's got a little bit more of a, I don't know what I call it, a Scotchy flavor, but I'm still getting, actually, I correct myself, I'm getting a little bit more of that here. Try another sip. I'm still not sure. Maybe, I think this definitely falls into the wee heavy category. I don't know if I could, but it's closer to a Scotch ale now that it's been chilling for a day and resting for a day than I would have said beforehand. Maybe this is a good Scotch ale. Actually, I think it is. Maybe the lack of carbonation is kind of making this more drinkable, if you will. Maybe making it more smooth. It definitely has got a smooth kind of profile to it. Maybe this is something though. I have a feeling I'm going to be enjoying this quite a bit. Well, that'll do it for this 3-part series of Bryno's Homebrews here on Bryno. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, click bell icon, blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Cheers. That's good Scotch ale.